Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Okay. Moment of inertia of the we'll start from the symmetric I section first. Okay, symmetric I section. So see the diagram. Okay. All right. So first we'll see for the symmetric I section, and slowly we'll go for the different section. Okay. Check. This length here it is given 200, and it is from this top to this top it is 250 mm, right? So obviously it will also be 200 mm. This length is 9. Okay, 9 mm. And this length here it is given 6.7. 6.7 mm. This is the question. So this is symmetric. Okay, and one more thing, it is symmetric about both axes. It is doubly symmetric, I can say. Okay, it is doubly symmetric. It is doubly symmetric. Okay, now now we'll perform the calculation for this. Then what we'll do, we can check for the whole section. We need to calculate the moment of inertia, and if we'll write, this is the box 1, this is box 2, this is box 3. All right, box 3. Now if you go for the calculation of this, so now if you want to calculate the value of Ixx, so what will be the Ixx? So that meaning is what? Ixx is obviously moment of inertia is nothing but second moment area, right? So I can say it's a moment of inertia of A1 plus moment of inertia of A2 plus moment of inertia of A3, right? Now so because again if you are going to calculate the moment of inertia for this, then you have to take reference. Okay, so that reference is what you can take from the bottom, or you can take the centroid point because it's a symmetric about x-axis and y-axis both. So if the section is what symmetric about both x and y axis, then centroid will coincide with the centroid of the rectangle, and what rectangle? It will be the 2. No? How you would know that also very important to know. I will draw the y axis here, check. This is the y axis. Okay, just listen carefully, you will understand, it's very easy. Because top, this is also 200 mm, this is also 200 mm, this width is 9 mm, this width is also 9 mm because it is symmetric, 9 mm. In between 6.7 it is not 9 mm, but no problem, this is 6.7, but no problem again. So if you check, it is symmetric about y axis, and if you check, it is symmetric about x axis. So if it is doubly symmetric, then what is the mean of it? So let me write that line also, very important. If it is doubly symmetric, then what? That time don't say x bar and y bar becomes 0. No, that is not a point. You have to say its centroid will coincide with the centroid of rectangle A2, because this is the rectangle A2. So what is the centroid of this rectangle A2? I can say centroid of rectangle A2 is nothing but this is the centroid of the rectangle A2, somewhere here. So this will be the CG for the whole section. So this is the y axis and x axis will be passing through this. Okay, and CG will be the centroid. I can write here, centroid will coincide with centroid of A2 box. So it is now clear. So your y bar, if you take from the top or bottom, it will be the same. Okay, that's the mean of it. Now if you want to write the CG for box 1, box 2 and box 3 with respect to centroid, so I can write, because I need to use that parallel axis theorem. So for that, what you will do, you will write the CG location, okay, of box A, box B and box C, or box 1 and 2 and 3. So how to write the centroid for this? Okay, so I can say for this centroid box 1, box 1, box 2 and box 3. What I'm going to do, I just want to write the centroid point, okay, and it will be the with respect to the centroidal axis. With respect to centroidal axis means from this CG, this is now centroidal axis. Okay, so from this, what will be the box 1? You can check, box 1 is nothing but, see, 250 minus 9 mm. If you take 250 minus 9 mm, then 250 minus 9 mm, then it will be 241. Okay, 241 divided by 2, 120.5. okay, right. So for box 1, your x bar, definitely x bar and y bar, because you are going to write the centroid with respect to vertical axis. Okay, then for the vertical axis, if you check this CG with respect to this centroidal, so this vertical height need to measure. Okay, because this is now your reference, this is now your reference. Which one is centroidal? Centroidal of this, or centroid of this system. Okay, so x bar you can take as 0, but what will be the y bar? This is box 1. okay, box 1, and so y bar will be the vertical height. So what will be the vertical height? It will be the 120.5. It will be the 120.5, because what I have done, I had just taken the value of this 250, the both side. If you check, this is what uh, if you, I will write this vertical height better here. I will write, so it will be 250 minus 9 plus 9, it is 18, right? So 250 minus 18, 232. So this height is what? 232 mm. Okay. Now take half of this, so divide by 2. It's 116. So this length is, I mean, this half length is from here to here. This is what? Check carefully, then you will understand. 116. This is what? 116 mm. But for box 1, where is the CG for this? It will be 9 mm divided by 2. So 9 divided by 2 will be what? 4.5. So 4.5 plus 116. 116 plus 4.5. This will be the location of CG, which is nothing but, I must say, it is not x bar y bar now. I can say it is the y1. Let me correct this. It is not value, it is y1. No? Y1 is what? CG location from the centroid. Okay. So Y1 will be the CG location of box 1 with respect to centroid. So it is 116 plus 4.5. If you take it, then you will have 120.5. What I am getting in my calculator, 120.5. This is the CG location, CG of A1 from centroid. And this centroid name, I can say it is Z. Centroid, what I have here got reference, it is G now. Okay. So by the doubly symmetric property, what is the doubly symmetric property? If any section is what doubly symmetric, then centroid will coincide with the centroid of the middle box, like here A2. Okay. And and second outcome of this, the CG will lie over the midpoint of x and y axis. Okay, so this is what? 120.5. Now coming to this 2. So this is the box 2. So for box 2, with respect to centroid, I am saying with respect to centroid, what will be the CG location? Simple, that will be y2, and y2 will be what? It will be 0 only. Why y2 will be 0? Because for box 2 itself, y2 is what? At midpoint, and centroid is also at midpoint. Okay, centroid is also at midpoint. So definitely y2 will be what? 0. Coming to this box 3, this is box 2, and coming to box 3. So here I am not taking reference at top, or I am not taking at bottom. I am taking exactly reference as my centroid, and from the centroid I am measuring the CG of box 1, box 2 and box 3. So for box 1, CG from the centroid is what? 120.5. For box 2, CG will be exactly at the mid of box 2, and centroid is also exactly at the mid of box 2, hence it will be y2 will be 0. Okay. What is the distance for the this box 3? So it is symmetric, hence it is also y3. It will also be the same exactly for box 1. Same thing will be for box 3, means 120.5 mm. Hope this one is clear to all. Okay. Another method also I have, but this is the basic one. You just learned it. Again, if you say, then one more method I have, I will tell you. Okay. So now you will calculate Ixx for this. So the moment of inertia you are going to write, and at the same time you need to take the reference. Okay. because parallel axis theorem you need to write, and parallel axis theorem means, suppose this is the box 1, okay, if this is the box 1, just listen carefully, this is the box 1, and for this problem we have taken reference as the centroid. So where is the centroid? Centroid is here, this is the centroid, I can say this is the G, capital G is the centroid here, see, this is the G, capital G. So for this centroid G, now you are going to write the moment of inertia, because for whole section you are going to write the moment of inertia. So obviously parallel axis theorem will be used if you are going to calculate moment of inertia for this box 1, and you are going to calculate about this axis, and this axis is nothing but ICG, I can say. So what you will do, okay, so I must say, if you calculate this is x-axis, if you calculate the moment of inertia for this, then you have to apply the parallel axis theorem. What is the parallel axis theorem? For this box, if you are going to calculate moment of inertia, so this box will already have a CG location. So for this CG, what is the moment of inertia? It is ICG. And for this box we will have area, which is nothing but A1. For this box we should have a CG location, which is already you have written Y1. So what is the parallel axis theorem for this? It will be IXX, and this is box 1, hence I will write IXX1. So what is that parallel axis theorem? It is the ICG plus A1 into Y1 square. This is what parallel axis theorem, simple. So what is the ICG? For the rectangle I had given the formula. So what is the formula? If this is what D and this is what B, so I had given BD cube by 12 plus A1 area. What is the area? D into B is the area into Y1 is the CG location. Check what is the width they have given to us. Width, it is 200. What is depth? It is 9. So directly I will write now 200 into 9 cube divided by 12 plus depth into width, that is area, which is nothing but 200 into 9 into what is the Y1? Just now you have written here, this is the Y1, which is the CG location, CG location, you know? So 120.5. Similarly you can calculate IXX2. So for IXX2 you had seen, this is the box 2. For box 2, here we have a capital G centroid, and at the same time CG for this box we have here only. So if you apply parallel axis theorem here also, you can write parallel axis theorem, but fortunately it is symmetric, hence Y2 will be 0. So you will get IXX2, it is only ICG. This length is they have given to box 2. Sorry, box 2 is vertical. I made mistake. Box 2 is vertical only, na? But anyway, you can take that one. What diagram you want to draw. But the thing is, value you should put. This is the vertical. This is the second box. So for the second box, somewhere you will get centroid because it's a symmetric one. So this is the CG of the whole section you are getting centroid, and the CG of this box also you are getting the same. So what will be the Y2? CG location from centroid, it is 0. So ICG plus A2 Y2. Y2 is what? 0. Hence you will get ICG. What is the formula for this? So it is width. Width, I think it is given how much? It is 6 point. Let me check. I think it is the 6.7. Okay. So 6.7, and what is the depth you have written here? 232 for this. Here, see, 232 this one. So you can write now the formula. What you will get? 6.7. Okay, 6.7 into 232 cube divided by 12. Okay. Then third will be IXX3. What is that? ICG plus box A3 Y3 square. If you check, this is the your centroid, which is nothing but capital G. Where is the box? Box is here. What is the CG location of this box? CG location of this box is Y3. Remember, if you are going below the centroid, then it will be negative. It will be negative. So negative, what value you had written here? I forget to mention here. This will be negative, na? It will be 120.5 because you are going below to the centroid. So minus 120.5. Now, if you check IXX3, so what value you will get? What value you will get? You will get that formula, which is nothing but the same. It is 200. That width is also the same here, given width and depth. So it is 200 into 9 cube divided by 12 plus area. Again it is same, 100 200 into 9, which is nothing but 1800. Okay, into that distance, y3 distance, minus 120.5 square. All right, so now you need to calculate Ixx is equal to Ixx1 plus Ixx2 and Ixx3. All three value we have here. We need to write the value what we are getting. This is the Ixx1. We need to calculate this. Obviously box 1 and box 2 value will be same, and box 1 and box 3 value will be same. Here we have minus sign, but if you square it, then you will get the same. Add all three, then you will get Ixx. So approximate this value is 59269,202.3. What is the unit? Mm to power 4. This is what Ixx. So this is simple one. Only the thing is, all right. So very basic thing you need to remember here what I had explained. Okay, it's a simple one. In next class I will tell you what is the short method. Okay, one more method we have, very short method we can use for the doubly symmetric body. Done.